You want to be the number one office in town, this is a quick way to do it. I strongly recommend it. Get yourself a good real estate training calendar, and you can use our real estate training calendar template at therealestatetrainer.com. Hi, I'm Brian Icenhower, and I am here to discuss real estate training calendars for real estate brokerages or companies. The importance of having a real strong real estate training calendar is so crucial out there for the success of a good brokerage, because real estate companies are out there always trying to find different ways to add value to different agents in their brokerage, right? And probably the most compelling argument for true value is that if an agent goes to a certain brokerage, them being at that brokerage will help them sell more real estate. So if an agent is at a brokerage where they will be the most successful, whether that's sell more transactions, have more support, have more leverage, whatever environment that brokerage has that makes an agent more successful, that's typically the most attractive. Those are your more successful brokerages. Those are where your higher producing agents typically choose to go. It's not the cheapest. A lot of people will say that. You'll see a lot of fast growing brokerages out there that are cheaper. They're discount brokerages, we call them. So their true value, their main value is we're cheaper than the next guy. Now, understand, you will typically not see many high producing agents at those brokerages. Now, there may be a lot of agents there, but typically they get a lot of part-timers. They get people that have other, careers or lives or don't want to work full-time for whatever reason, which is totally fine. But the problem is, if you become that, if price is your value, you're going to become the place where low producers like to come work. You won't get a lot of high producers that have a lot of market share that actually sell a lot of real estate if you go by commission split, which is completely contrary to what you would think, right? You'd think if there's a top producing agent that sells 100 houses a year, they'd want to go to the cheapest place, so they'd have to pay the least amount of money to their broker. It just doesn't work that way, because what happens is these high producing agents actually see and believe that they receive value from their existing broker. And actually that value is typically evidenced nowhere more than on the real estate training calendar for that office, right? You can tell so much. Not only does it help with retention, because it constantly reminds their agents that they have all this value that they can receive, like training courses, like mastermind roundtable sessions, sales meetings, group call blitzes, book clubs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All these different things that promote engagement, that create energy, and create what we call a production-centric environment. I want a good real estate brokerage to always be production-centric, which means our training, our focus, our very existence is trying to increase the production of our agents. Everything we do is trying to get our agents or help our agents be able to earn more income. That's what we're trying to do. So the whole office, even our training, is focused around earning more income. So think about it. Most real estate training out there is customer service focused, not production focused, right? Think about it. Brand new agents, that's all they want to learn is, how do I handle this business? How do I service my clients? How do I handle a listing presentation? How do I explain a contract? How do I write a contract? How do I, fill out, disclosures and all that administrative work that goes into customer service, right? Which is important, and most brokerages teach it. Most local associations of realtors teach it. Most people teach customer service training, and you should have some. There's no doubt about it. You should teach people how to fill out listing agreements and how to fill out purchase contracts and how to work with clients, all the different things that needs to be done to do a good job representing our clients. That's out there. You should have it. However, that alone will typically not set you apart, because if you just have that, you may get a bunch of new licensees that need that stuff, but once they don't need that anymore, which is usually typically under a year, they feel like they've got it. I mean, that's how they feel. That's their perception, that they've got it. They don't need their broker anymore, and they can go out and they can just sell as much real estate as they need. Now they've got all the learning. Their learning curve is now flat. They've learned how to service the business. They don't need to learn anymore. They can go and be in a discount brokerage and never be bothered by anyone else again except for their clients. That does happen. And you know what? And that's totally fine. However, That doesn't typically happen at the highly successful brokerage. The highly successful brokerages want their agents to succeed and then stay and then continue to bring in more business and be happy with the value that the brokerage is providing to them, right? And that's the other type of training, and that's production training, right? So does your brokerage train agents how to farm geographic neighborhoods? Does it have training on how to build your sphere of influence, to build a referral-based business? Does it teach them how to circle prospect for new business from people they don't know? Does it teach them how to generate business off social media through organic leads, through paid Facebook ad retargeting, or even boosting posts? Are we training that stuff? Are we training internet lead generation? Are we training how to convert buyer leads? Are we training all these things? Because these are all production-centric training topics. And most agents out there all want to sell more real estate. I don't care if it's the number one agent in your MLS. If you can tell him he'll make more money if he's at your office, he'll be interested. Now you've got to prove it to him though. And that's the key, proving that, agents or brokers will say anything. You come to us, you'll sell more real estate. We're the best. Every broker say that, okay? And they do say that. But if you show them a training calendar that evidences all these different ways you coach teams, you coach how to hire assistants, this is top producer training. You're teaching them how to build their SOI. You're teaching them all these different things they can do, how to farm neighborhoods to be the real estate expert of choice in a region or community of town. These are things they want that they can't get. Brokerages don't teach this. So if you can add this and prove to recruits and your existing agents, this is what you do, or even if this is what we're trying to start doing, this is powerful, guys. So let me show you what one of these compelling training calendars looks like. That way you can get an idea, and it'll probably knock your socks off a little bit. Here it is right here. This is an office training calendar. This is for the month of November in the year of 2019 for this fictitious office. But you can see this is a template. This is actually a Word document. So this one's actually editable, where you can come create your own, and you can see every single day of the week. Look at this. Scripts and role play at 9 a.m., 9:30 to 10:30. There's a class on how to lead generate to your own database. At 11:12, how to set up your CRM, how to learn how to do a CRM. Look, at 12, there's a mastermind every Friday where everybody in the office gets together and talks about what they want to talk about, different best practices, tips, issues they're receiving, et cetera, et cetera. And you can see every single day, there's stuff pretty much going on from around 9 a.m. till about 3 or 4. Different people are coming in and training it. You can see that this is a mastermind where agents share ideas. You can see Power Lead Generation Day. This means from 9:30 to 11, everybody in the office goes in a big training room and makes contacts so that we make sure we make ourselves do it, right? Mindset Tuesday in here. Money Monday nights. That means from 5:30 to 7:30 at night. They have a call night. They bring in pizza and they all make their calls and make contacts, things like that. Now, this is a high energy office, guys. Look at this. Every day of the week, there is something going on in this office's training room all day long. That will be compelling to people. And you'll see a lot of it is how to generate business, right? Battle of the listing presentations, how to compete with other agents for a listing, right? How to lead generate, how to build your SOI, how to prospect for FSBOs over here, all these different things that could interest top producers, right? I mean, these are things you may have an agent in your office that sells 30 units a year and he'd never think to come to your weekly sales meeting or anything because he's too busy. But if you could show him that if he came to one of these things, he could learn some new skill that would enable him to get 30 more listings a year, holy moly, you're gonna make a fan of an agent in your own office, a fan of an agent in your own office that's probably going to tell some of his agent friends at other offices that they should get their butts over to your office so they can learn all this stuff. So you're going to have walking, talking testimonials because of the value that the agents in your own office are receiving as shown on this training calendar. Okay? So it becomes proof. So if we're out in a recruiting appointment, we can talk about if you come to our office, you'll sell more real estate. But if we can show you how, like how different will your business look if I put this training calendar in front of you and you were to attend some of these? What might you learn about these different ways to generate business? That becomes powerful on the recruiting trail because unless you're completely manipulative and you're like making a fake training calendar that you don't even use, they're going to believe you. I mean, they're going to see this and say, this is what you do. I want to come to these. In fact, you might even invite them to one of these training classes right there in your recruiting appointment just so they can take a test spin of your office. Right? These things should be blasted. This training calendar should be blasted all over the internet, all over social media, so everyone can see what you're doing in your office. I mean, you should have the email address of every single agent in your multiple listing service, and they should be getting a copy of this, inviting all of the other agents at all the other offices to always come attend any of your trainings too. You should always conduct all of your trainings in your office open to the general public, so agents from other offices can feel comfortable coming as well too. Because if the more agents from other offices come to your office to get training, sooner or later they're going to stay. They're not going to leave. They're going to join your office and wonder, hey, why am I not a member of this office? I'm over here for all the trainings anyway. They start to believe, and that's okay, because you don't buy cars without taking on a test spin. They can test spin your office by coming and attending some of the trainings as well, the same way. So it becomes very powerful. Now, this is a difficult thing to put together every month, so please understand that. This is a very robust training calendar. I mean, we've got 4, 5, 6 things going on every single day. You don't need to make it that robust. If you have a larger office right now, that'll be easier because you'll find more people to teach these trainings, to conduct the masterminds, to conduct the roundtable sessions, to have a weekly sales meeting, to conduct training classes on different lead generation sources, to conduct group call blitzes, where they're all, dialing for dollars at night or even in the mornings or whatnot. You're going to have volunteers to do all that. And most agents will gladly volunteer for free because they like to be perceived as a leader. They like to teach. They like to be perceived as a mentor of the agents, the newer agents in the office. So it's very, people typically want to be considered a general of the broker, right? So most of them will get involved and they'll learn so much from training. They'll learn to be good speakers. They'll learn what they're teaching, so they'll be better lead generators if they teach lead generation. By teaching is the best way to master any topic, right? And it could be argued that you never really master a topic unless you've taught it to somebody else. So this is a great way to take the leaders, the high producers in your office and take them to the next level in their careers by enabling them to teach some of the courses that enable you to fill out this robust calendar like this, right? I've got a lot of brokerages have created what they call a master faculty in their office, where it's just a bunch of volunteers that are high producers that are knowledgeable about different topics, maybe train a class a month for the year. And they even get recognized by having their photos up on the wall as master faculty members. They can put it on their resumes or even their listing presentation or even their email or their websites saying that they're real estate instructors. Makes them look better for their clients too. So it creates this community of educating, of training, of sharing, of collaborating that all gets emphasized on a training calendar. Because again, if we just look at the training calendar, everything I told you about this hypothetical brokerage comes true. Look, you can see that my call blitz actually happens at this brokerage, that they have weekly team meetings every week, that they have this battle of the listing presentations competition, that they have masterminds on Friday. All of this is here. It shows, it actually becomes proof of the culture of your office. It proves to a recruit or even an agent that's in your office that the culture and the atmosphere and that production-centric atmosphere is never going to be seen anywhere else at this level, right? Imagine if everyone that got their real estate license in your area got a letter from you inviting them to attend any of these trainings, and please check out our office. We'd love to have you. I mean, imagine as a new licensee getting this in the mail, a piece of paper with a letter inviting them to come to the office, and this behind it as an attachment, showing them all of the training and education and mentoring and coaching that you guys offer, which is what new licensees want too. So very powerful that way. Again, mix it up. It's not just lecturing all the time. We've got collaborative group activities here. We've got mastermind sessions, roundtable trading sessions. We have training courses on lead generation. We have just a normal weekly sales meeting that we normally do. We have those group call-a-thons, call blitzes going on too. So we're mixing it up and we're trying to make this calendar look as full as possible, like it really is. So we can use it in all these different ways with new licensees, with email campaigns, on social media, in the office, and recruiting appointments. This document needs to get used a lot. So we will have to spend time each month putting it together. It's usually a staff member, oftentimes the receptionist or the front desk person that will work on putting this together and coordinating with all the different master faculty members or top agents that are willing to teach for you to coordinate which times and which topics so they can fill this calendar out. That's the downside. It does take a bit to put this together, but if you can get it together, it'll take your office to new levels. You want to be the #1 office in town, this is a quick way to do it. I strongly recommend it. Get yourself a good real estate training calendar, and you can use our real estate training calendar template at therealestatetrainer.com if you like. Just go and type in the search bar, real estate training calendar template, and an editable template like this will show up for you, and this video will probably show up for you again too. So I hope this helps you run your brokerage and get your office culture up to a production-centric level with very high energy where everyone makes a lot of money. So I hope that helps. Guys, thanks again for everything. Take care.